Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melaina Landriault, and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Today is January the 11th, 2025. Yesterday I started to see this rock illuminate to me, and this happens quite frequently for myself with the collection of rocks that I have and just the way I've always associated with them, is I'll just keep seeing the rock in my mind's eye. And throughout the day, if it keeps repeating and calling to me, I'm aware that there's something to do with that rock. I must touch that rock. So I started to see this rock, this green rock, and I haven't seen it in a while. And I know that when I recently placed all my little rocks in these two spaces here, it wasn't there. I'm sure of it. I couldn't see it. And I looked through them and I couldn't find it. So I went to a little later to do some meditation. And in the dream state of this, I was revealed to me a story of a woman and her mother. There's some sort of dynamic unfolding in regards of manipulation and the daughter and the state of maybe trust or experience when she is in relationships. There's something significant about this, is what I witnessed. And this felt somewhat like a memory in this dream state. It wasn't necessarily something currently going on, but it could be. It was a memory. It was an imprint. It was a reminder. And during this memory experience, this mirage almost type of experience, because although it's a memory, it doesn't feel real, is how the energy felt of it. Like it's a memory, but not a tangible one, if that makes any sense. For whomever this message is for, this will make sense to you. And this memory, this mirage, was of a relationship. It was of a relationship of this woman who had a boyfriend at the time. And in this relation with this man also had a best friend that was a woman. And there's something to do with the mother overemphasizing some form of perhaps competition, some sort of dynamic, maybe some sort of projection of fear. This is how the energy felt in that moment. It was fearful energy, overemphasizing the situation at hand. It was a mirage. It wasn't the reality of it, but it was an imprint. It was a projection. And what was also apparent was the placement of boundary in this particular moment in the dream state. So this could be past, present, or future in regards to the estrangement of a relationship with a parent. This is significant for whomever this message is resonating for. Again, guys, use your discernment in any reading. Please don't make something fit that doesn't fit. Please ensure that what pieces of this message you are taking in, make sure that they actually align with what you've been through, what you're going through, what you know to be true in your hearts of hearts. Speak with God, find out your solution, but use your discernment. Now, this green rock, when I couldn't find it, and it kept calling me, what I started to think about was the security in knowing that we all have at least one person who we can count on. Usually, for those lucky enough, it's a parent You have that parent that you can count on, right? The first people in your lives that you love. And there's something about the security and knowing this one person should be always there for you. But the fact that I couldn't find this rock, but it kept calling me, it was like this innate understanding. And what I'm being guided to share is for an example, is when a woman has a baby, the baby instinctively knows to go to her chest to eat. The baby instinctively knows who mama is. There's a chemical understanding internally that manifests, metaphysically speaking, in regards to child and baby bonding. And this is very significant here in regards to what I'm talking about with this idea that you always know there's somebody that's there for you. This is your person. This is the innate being that should be your biggest cheerleader, okay? And when I couldn't find this rock, I felt like it was showing a story of needing someone but always finding alienation. So a little later, after my meditation, I awoke from the state and went about my day. I kept seeing this rock, and I finally just fine-tooth and combed my rock space here, and I found it. And the reason why I couldn't see it before was because it broke and only a fraction of the rock remained, and it wasn't the shape that I recalled it being that was calling to me. So this is the rock that I'm speaking of that's broken. So as you can see, there's some sharp edges here at the top. And if you look at it, let me see how to sideways, you will see that it's got some bumps on it. It used to be very smooth, like this side. So this is how the rock broke. So I'm going to place this rock there. Now, when I found the rock and I realized that it had broken and I looked at it, well, I'll hold it for a few more minutes. When I looked at it, it was only a fraction of what it once was. So this could be significant for some of you. Maybe your parent, maybe you're in the midst. This could be current energy for some of you where you're just realizing who your parent actually is in your life. Maybe you're realizing that they're not really there for you, or there's some sort of occurrence or situation that has happened that's made it very clear your positioning with your said parent. Or maybe in the past this has happened and you've realized this and you've had to make a decision based on their actions that was healthier for you, and that meant stepping away. And for some of you, this has just been a harsh reality, and maybe you haven't been able to let go of the fact that they've never been there for you. And it just seems like you keep moving through this cycle with them where they're constantly creating some sort of manipulative attempt to strain you, cause fear, cause abandonment, alienation, to make you fear that this is going to continue, this cycle, that you're never going to get out of it. It's like I'm seeing this woman that's been through maybe something substantial in their life, and they were never taught to move past it. They didn't maybe have the supportive parent, or they had circumstances that created traumatic experiences that, because they weren't taught how to emotionally deal with or emotionally connect or mentally understand the dynamic. They had to figure it out from a childlike stance. And it's building up on this fraction of a person from their pain and their turmoil into what the stone used to be, which was a big square, solid corners, solid square. And now I'm looking at it and it's the shell. So what I feel this is telling of is that someone's masks have fallen off. The reality has become very illuminated or present in real time. And it's not an easy moment, I'm sure, for you, maybe, or for your parent, if this is resonating with you. But I want to get into this energy because I did try to do this yesterday, but there was so much distortion in the energy getting in the way. I'm guided to share this as well because it's like the cards just were, it's no secret for those of you who've been on my channel that I am somebody who has been through this circumstance. So when I receive, if you've read my description, you'll see that the things I speak about, and when I pull out the cards, as anybody should in their lives when they are relating to something, you're going to relate to it from a place of experience. You're not just going to pretend that you have an experience of something when you actually don't. And I know that there are some people who claim that they do have these types of experiences and they just go ahead and wing it. Personally, I don't feel like that is the best route forward when you're trying to do something authentically or you're trying to do healing work authentically. When you're trying to be whole, when you're trying to pull all the components that have caused friction, has created some sort of distortion. In my own personal experience, it has always been the honest, harsh realizations of what is actually going on and the understandings. And unfortunately, sometimes to grasp these fully, we have to go through these cycles of the same repetitive notions, of the same repetitive bullshit, because it's like for us to fully engage it, depending on where we're at in our existence here on earth, and what we're here to actually learn from whatever this experience is. Some of us take a little longer to get there than others. And I know I was one of those people. I took a little longer to get to certain circumstances because of whatever my needs were within. And that's fine. There's no right way or wrong way to stop a facade and start to love yourself. Even if those who were supposed to love you didn't love you. Or even if you've made the mistakes and it hurt to see the choices that you've made and the relationships that you've endured be so opposite of your personal understanding. And it's all the great beauty of being alive in this world. It's learning. We're here to learn through these depths, through this pain, through these circumstances, and we're here to take and cultivate from these experiences a more profound way of understanding, a more profound way of living, a more profound way of loving ourselves in who we are wholly. And just that is just in my personal experience what I believe this is all about. So when I read my cards, I always talk from a place of experience, and if I don't know, I don't normally speak upon it. But I have no problem expressing that either, because I don't think there's any shame in not knowing something, because we're all here to learn from each other. So what I don't know, I will learn from someone like you. Anywho, maybe that was relevant for somebody here. I don't know why I rambled there. But let's get into this energy. Let's see what's going on. What is Spirit wanting us to know? What is this green rock emanating towards me speaking of? And let's get into the cards. There's some sort of dynamic, some sort of situation, story going on that is needing to be addressed. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're finding this message at the time that you need it. I hope that it's helpful in some way, shape, or form. Most of all, I hope it brings some form of peace, serenity, healing within you. So we have a 5 of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Cups influencing it. I'll show you guys the cards just a second here. Hermit in reverse. So with the 5 of Wands in reverse, this is all about the contractual agreement. We come to Earth and we have contractual agreements with people. In this situation, in regards to the download that I received, this is to do with a mother-daughter type of contractual agreement or something equivalent. Somebody who you are destined to be in alignment with in regards to something of formidable experience for you to gain or for them to gain. This is definitely some sort of huge agreement that has broken, which is what this is emphasizing. And this is being influenced by the Ace of Cups, which is your soul calling. So your soul calling required you to break off this particular contractual agreement. And this is because you now understand your inner wealth. You understand, and it's interesting, my throat. Somebody doesn't want you to understand your inner wealth. Somebody doesn't want to know how impactful you are. Somebody doesn't want to know what a beautiful soul you have. Somebody doesn't want you to know this, and they don't want others to know this either. But you understand your inner wealth, and you're embracing the changes that have created you to be where you are at today. And the Ace of Cups is also embracing you in the acceptance of change, especially in regards to becoming open to love, to becoming open to happiness and joy, which I suspect is something that you may have not had a lot of up to this point. Not genuinely. And someone's choked up about this, likely someone who did not give you a cup of love, likely somebody who went out of their way to create this sort of manipulative distortion in your life. Again, like I said a moment ago, that yesterday I tried to do this reading and I went through the whole reading and I just wasn't happy with the result because there was so much distortion in it. It was so confusing or conflicting, and it was all over the place. There's just so much going on, which tells me there's so many of you with so much going on that's like this type of dynamic, this type of circumstance. And this is all because you have answered your soul calling, or you are about to jump into your soul calling. You're here for purpose, is what this is telling me. And your contractual agreement will require you to be in alignment to gain what your soul calling is. Now, the Hermit in reverse is the fact that you know yourself. You've been in hermit mode. You've been thinking about this for a little while, potentially on various layers and levels. Monitoring spirits could be significant. I just saw one fly by. It's actually now sitting on the wall. Hold on. Little bugger. Okay, so back to the Hermit. The Hermit is about knowing yourself and knowing what to do and how to be. Because you've gone through so much, you've come to the cultivation of understanding greatly who you are not. And when you know who you are not, you can full-heartedly embrace who you actually are. And you likely learned who you are not through the people who have hurt you the most. And these are the lessons. These are those that you were potentially in a contractual agreement with that has broken. And you know that others' opinions, they're not relevant to you, at least not anymore. There's no need for their advice because you have your own understanding of things, and it's okay. This is because you know yourself. And you have this understanding that you're going to live your life and they're going to live their lives. And that's just the way that it was really meant to be for us all. By being authentic in ourselves and knowing who we are, we can step forward and make the meaningful relationships that are going to help enrich our lives rather than pull us down or pull us back. The need for reflection when we've been pulled back is because we are bound. You can see all the cords and ties around this hermit. And here it's almost like you've been hanging for so long that it's time to release now. The grip was so tight that you now get it. You've been through so much. Show me the pass of this energy. Thank you. We've got a 7 of Swords here. Excuse me. So with the 7 of Swords, it's like you've attempted something, maybe a multitude of things, time and time again, with great effort. Each time greater effort than the last, time and time again. All in an effort to achieve something. And this all seemed to come effortlessly to you when you stepped into these positionings of attempt. But something brought you to this understanding that it was all for nothing. I don't really feel like you thought it was for nothing because your heart feels like its posture was for everything. But something came into the way, and with this being the 7 of Swords, this a card of deception. There may have been the spirit of uncertainty unfolding around you. People sending the spirit of uncertainty. Maybe those that you once thought would have your back really were against you, trying to create or formulate you not to thrive beyond them. Pardon me. I keep getting these little burps, so confirmation. Yeah, with this card, I'm seeing a lot of obstacles being placed in your way. I'm seeing boulders being rolled over, whatever you desired. Barricades placed up to create this illusion that you saw it all wrong. And I think that brings us back to the channel or the download where there was this mirage type of understanding in regards to the dynamic at hand, the memory experience of it. But you were in a flow. You were onto something. Another thing that comes up with this card, and it's interesting because it also comes up with the 5 of Wands in reverse, which I'm not sure if I mentioned, because what was really emphasizing with me with the 5 of Wands was the contract that broke. But this also can be legal disputes and fraud. And so that could be relevant for some of you here today. And the 7 of Swords is also about fraud. So there could be some potential fraudulent activity at hand in regards to your circumstances that's coming into light, perhaps. because the Ace of Cups is emphasizing your development into your soul's capacity. You're embodying who you are at a soul level, and you're breaking contracts that of the past that don't hold the value of your soul, which is pure bliss, happiness, joy. There was struggle clearly in the past here at the Seven of Swords. But as the Ace of Cups is what's showcasing the energy of the Five of Wands in reverse, this is indicating to me there could be something more at play. Let's clarify this. So I want these cards. Those ones are fully calling me. Okay. Oh. That was definitely so. I put my cards down on the table in this little box, and the box just fell off the table with the cards. They weren't feeling right in my hands for this read. Okay, let me just shuffle this through. Something is illuminating because of the Ace of Cups. So what is at hand here? Hope, opportunities. This is what? The Five of Pentacles, I think. There's going to be good news coming. Oh, sorry, this is the Five of Cups. But it's in the reverse. So this is hope and opportunities is what's really illuminating. And good news. You got good news coming in. Rekindle an old love or a current love that you're with. Could be rekindling its energies. It's where the restoration of something is happening that's based in hope and opportunities is what this is giving. So in the past, loss and departure and sadness was very prevalent in regards to the experience, but that's now all reversed. Somebody does not want me to speak. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's next? Oh, wow. So we have a Ten of Cups to the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. That's such a prominent omen. That's like enforcing this is for you. The Ten of Cups being full, like, wish fulfillment. Sorry, guys. I feel like something is completing. I feel like something is when I look at this card, it's like there's so much expansion, there's so much growth in regards to the understanding and the developments that you've had from the past or present or recently or wherever this fits for you guys. If this is not how you're feeling right now, you are going to be coming into this. But the Ten of Cups is, in this case, this is having all the happiness and satisfaction and fullness and this understanding and this desire to, it says in this area, to pamper, like, not just yourself though, but those you cherish in your life. Like, the movement forward is going to bring a lot of beauty and growth from the beauty that you've learned from. It's like you've reached your peak. You're ready to start to live in this understanding. And it's like this innate heartbeat within you that's emitting, and it's showing you the way. You have everything that you need to be able to cultivate this, and it's time. Recently, this is recent past, so I feel like you've just gone through this, or like you've been like going through like layers and levels of this, like a boot camp, spirit boot camp, preparing you for your destiny is what I just heard. So let's see here. And you got the Six of Swords. And this is definitely giving the smooth sailing vibes. This is, I have everything I need. I have everything in place. I have everything in alignment and in order. And I understand what is happening now. And I know what to do with it all. You see the boat is heading towards the light. The single centered flame, emphasizing that you've been lit internally, I feel. I feel like this could lead to professionally a free experience in your endeavors. It's this expansion from the self, this understanding of who you are, because you've devoted into loving yourself. Maybe self-employment is significant here. You have done the research, you have the innovative ideas, and you understand the network of how business runs for you in regards to whatever it is that is making your heart beat or emit the signal to beat towards this. This is finding equal balance, equal relationships. There may be people coming in from your past trying to renew with you at this time, because the future energy is signaling that you're at peace, that you're calm, that you're very much grounded in your foundation. So don't be surprised if you have people coming from your past trying to entangle with you again. You'll have to make up your mind and use your discernment in regards to the necessary moves forward. But it's always a good time to release the old in forgiveness and move on, or decide what it is that you need to decide. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles, like you're definitely moving into something fruitful, something meaningful and lasting, something that's going to give clear and precise understandings in who you have been, who you are, and who you're to be. And this leaving a legacy, a generational curses is coming into play, especially in regards to breaking the curses. And I feel like this is very relevant in that understanding. I want to just clarify the Ten of Pentacles here as the current energy. This feels like a soul mission moving forward. It's not one that you're necessarily collaborating with a multitude of people. It came in the reverse. And this card, whenever I see it, it's all about making connections and achievements. It's about working together and collaborating, right? Career and success. But this is the trouble with work, the trouble at the workspace. So you've been through a lot, or you're going to be going through a bit of disgruntled beings because of who you are, what you're achieving, because they're not you're not giving them permission to come along, and rightfully so. If the beginning portion of this message emanates through this message at all for any of you, that's the reason. It's not having the support when you needed the support. It's having inauthentic experiences or memories with people who wore masks or were in facades. And they're in the cyclic nature that you've left. They're not where you're at. So I feel like there could be some discord in regards to this, in regards to moving forward. And that's bound to happen, and that's why the Seven of Swords, sorry, not the Seven of Swords. Was it the Seven of Swords? No, that's why the Hermit in reverse is here, right? It's the understanding that no other's opinions matter. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people who aren't going to like you. You're going to have people try to take you down. Like, that's like what happens when you start to move up, right? You're going to come into contact with people who are just not going to like you, or going to think that they deserve what you have, or that even that you're copying them, which would be kind of funny. Because when you're coming from a place of authenticity, you're not copying anybody but your imprint for yourself. So it's just interesting to me when people use random dialogues like that that when someone says something like that, it just showcases to me where they're at in their cycle more than anything. Because you shouldn't be looking at another's lane, you should be focusing on your lane. Because there's a multitude of people who do tarot. There's a multitude of people who are teachers. There's a multitude of people who are caregivers. There's a multitude of people who do the same positions. But not everybody is going to go to all those people. There's a multitude of hairdressers. Heck, I'm a hairdresser. There's a multitude of people who go to hairdressers, and they refuse to go to certain hairdressers, and they only go to one. This is by design, right? There's a reason for that. We have the right to make our choices and our decisions. And if we are in our authenticity and we are doing something that we love, and we are embarking the journey with it, and we are implementing it, and we are pushing it forward, those who love us, those who appreciate us, those who engage with us and get something from what it is that we're offering are the ones who are going to remain. Anything else is not for you. And that's just strictly what it is. I mean, I had clients come to me who loved what I did, and then I had some who didn't like what I do. That's okay. You don't take it personally, because it's not a competition of who is the biggest Mozart. Like, it's really ridiculous to me, this mind frame that some people have. But this is the lessons that they're learning. This is the lessons that we're all learning. What is the environment of this Ten of Pentacles right now? Or for this particular read? Understanding? The Moon. The Moon. And this is in the current environment, with the energy being Ten of Pentacles. So you're building into this. You're stepping into your pathway. Everything is in place. Everything is ready to go. Maybe you're like me, you're revisiting some old stuff that you've done. You're implementing it forward. Or maybe you're just always doing the same, because this is your This is where you know you need to be. Or maybe this is something completely new for you. Regardless, you're fighting with the inner turmoil of that spirit of uncertainty that was once very present in your life. And that's the uncertainty that likely illuminated with the piece of rock at the beginning that wasn't visible, that wasn't in alignment when you needed it. Learning how to cope with the big things with nobody holding your hand or assuring you that it's okay is quite a daunting experience as a child and growing into who you are here to be. The moon energy is emphasizing this fear into this important step that you're taking. But the fear is merely the uncertainty of the spirit of uncertainty that was once. It's this connection that you've battled, that you've eliminated, that you've looked at head on. But this repeated pattern or this fear instilled within you based on the element of that contractual agreement that was once very prominent in your life. It gives you this bad feeling moving forward that this is just going to happen again. But this is not the case. This is not the case. You're at a critical stage at this time. And I feel like you feel like it's unstable because you're implementing it in a new space without all the people around you that once apparently or appeared as though they supported you, or they disappeared in support for you. And now you're standing on your own and you're moving forward on your own, 10 toes down, on your solid foundation that you've desired, that you've accumulated, and that you've stepped into. And so although it may feel like this certain uncertainty spirit is rising, and it may feel like there is danger, there's all these experiences that are creating this viewpoint that something could go wrong, that there's people around you that you're sensing not happy with you, that you're sensing are jealous, that you're sensing are trying to they are likely trying to do all the above. But if the position was switched, which it could be, because we all have the ability to be the best versions of ourselves if we choose to be. But the difference is those looking at you believe they can be you. That's the fraudulency of the cards coming up. And they're not you. Nobody can be you but you. And you're standing in your authentic self, and you're moving forward with the Six of Swords. And you have plenty of creative understandings, dynamics, and experiences within you that are helping you to move smoothly and effortlessly into the unknown. Understanding the fear that you've experienced in the past illuminates the way forward by going away from it, not giving it that energy, casting it out, I can't say that word, revoke and rebuke it in the name of God. In the name of Jesus Christ, I revoke and I rebuke that energy. Because the reality is the environment is hosting this illusionary understanding because you have energetic components coming at you and you're feeling every one of them, or you have the awareness in one way, shape, or form of what they are. And the fact that these people know you well, or they at least feel like they do. Maybe it's your parent and they feel like they know you well, but if they were not there for you in your hardest times, they don't know this version of you. They only know the version that they chose to believe of you. And that same goes with all these people coming up against you. They only know the version they choose to believe of you. And I guarantee you the majority of them don't know anything about you. Let's see here. What's the emotions here? Ooh. Emperor. Emotions. Somebody's trying to take over your peace. They're trying to pull from you. They believe they've conquered it and it's theirs. But you must step into this emperor role. And you must cultivate everything that you desire in regards to being the emperor. The sense of reality and your willingness to take your initiative, the duration, and your persistence. And I think the strength of your leadership is going to begin to really emphasize in this moment, being that the Emperor is here. I think that the more you step into it and leave the past behind, the more you're going to begin to cultivate into this energy. And it's just going to become flawless. You're going to see, because if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We have a Knight of Swords that fell out. And I'm just going to clarify the Knight of Swords here. So the Knight of Swords is clarified by the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is improved working conditions, restored faith, and you're out of poverty. So you may have been struggling with your finances. The Knight of Swords is the energy showing that you are understanding everything and you are moving towards your goal and you're going to get it. You're going to achieve it. And you just got to keep in that mindset because you know what you're building. You know it like the back of your hand because it's in you. It's ingrained in you. It's not something that somebody can take from you because it's a part of you. It's like your skin. Somebody trying to skin you to put your suit on, your skin on to pretend to be you. You can't do that. It's just not going to work. It's not going to fit right. It's going to look loose in some areas and tight in others. It's just not normal. That's not it. I'm sorry, I'm funny because I feel the energy of all the eyeballs staring at you. And it's like, this bish, what's she doing? You know, like, who does she think she is? Like all these... It's just a lot. And I could see where the fear steps in. Because you feel that on the daily basis. You got to push through it. It just showcase more so where they're standing in their positioning versus in yours. Because if this wasn't your reality, if this wasn't meant for you, it wouldn't be for you. God wouldn't be illuminating it for you. God wouldn't be opening doors for you. God wouldn't be protecting you. You're protected. This is a protected energy. This is movement forward. And this is because you did the work. Somebody needs to hear that today. You did the work. You did. Not Bob, not Sue, not Dana, not Jamie. None of those people did the work for you. You did it. And anybody who thrives to be what you're here to do should do their work too. And then what would happen is what they're here for would appear for them. And I'm going to lead this one out with the Blue Angel Oracle card, Archangel Michael book. You should be really proud of what you've achieved. And I know it's a lonely path. It's a hard path. It's very strenuous. And most could not accomplish what it is that you've accomplished to this point. You deserve a round of applause. You deserve everything brilliant that's coming your way. And don't forget that. Because you've earned it. And it doesn't matter what the naysayers say. They're going to say something. They're going to make up stories. Trust me, they're going to make up so much bullshit about you to twist the truth. Because they're so hardened. I just heard butthurt. They're so hardened by your momentum. And the fact that you're loving yourself now. You know who you are. You have the truth of it. And you're moving forward. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Because you have the right to have this type of life just as anybody else does. That's the weird part about it all. It's like, no, you can't have a good career, job, anything stable in your life. You can only have what I say is okay for you. Like, who are you, God? Like, please. So we have number 40. That could be significant for some of you. Light ship Earth. Let me just open up the book here. Okay. So we have light ship Earth. This is about personal and planetary healing. So this could be significant for what you're moving forward with. The Earth is a living consciousness currently being flooded with higher vibrational energies. These very same energies are flowing through you. In being aware of this, you will be better able to integrate these new energies. Keep an open heart and mind, and you will see this time as the joyful one. Do not allow yourself to be drawn into the fear, the fear that exists. This is a time of personal and planetary healing. You and the Earth are moving towards higher states of awareness. Imagine the Earth in your mind's eye. Send love and light to everyone, to every living thing, every blade of grass, every atom of light. Send yourself love. Send love to your friends. Send love to your family and those who have passed. Wish them all happy returns, for we shall all reappear in future. And though this time will never come again, it will also never cease. And I'm going to leave this out here. Thank you for sharing space with me today. Until next time, take care.